we have the GMWD 3-in-1 chest press machine version 7. If you've been following along on the channel, I previously reviewed the V2 and the V3 chest press machines, and this one is freaking awesome compared to those. For a budget stationary machine, I think this is gonna be the best chest press machine for the home gym community, far and away. I know Coop from Garage Gym Reviews just reviewed the version 1. This one has a lot more versatility in the sense that it can do flat bench, it can do incline bench, and it can do shoulder press, and maybe a couple more that I'll show at the end of the video. Let's just jump right into it, and I'm gonna talk about why this could be a good option for you if you're in the market for a stationary budget machine. So getting into the assembly of this took me and my 4-year-old son about an hour to put together. It came in 2 packages, which were relatively light, so easy to move around and get into the garage. And when I opened up the box, the steps were laid out with what hardware I'm gonna need for each step. Not the actual pads of the seat and the backrest, but this part that I'm sitting on was already pretty much pre-assembled. So there wasn't too much assembly with this. And as I'm putting it together, I'm feeling just the quality of it. The multi-grip handles, these weight horns, they are compatible with 1-inch weight plate. It's got this spring rod to help lift everything up. GMWD did send me out this free for a review. I'm grateful to review it. I'm here to give you my honest opinion of this. I've reviewed the version 2 and the version 3. I've reviewed a half rack from them. So they do have some good equipment at an affordable price. But this, honestly, is sweet compared to everything else that I've reviewed. Talking about the dimensions of this, we'll get into it more, but the durability, the quality, the versatility of this, I think it's worth the space that it takes up. The version 3 model, it had a cool space-saving design where you could slide the bench in when it wasn't in use, but then again, it came at a cost because there was a little bit more play in the bench. It wasn't as stable as this is. And talking about just the weight capacities of this, for the weight horns, it's kind of confusing because it says 2 separate things on their website, but I'm pretty sure it's a 300-pound weight capacity for these weight horns. When it comes to the 2 storage weight horns here on the bottom, that says 500 pounds on their website. Honestly, it's not like you need to store weight on those to get good stability out of this. It's fine in use even when those things aren't loaded up with weight. And then with the seat that I'm sitting on, that's gonna be a 600-pound weight capacity, so like a 200-pound person, and you can chest press 400 pounds. There's your 600 pounds. This is 15 pounds right here, so it feels that way. This would be a good starting weight for a lot of people. I'm gonna raise it up. Since I'm here, I'm gonna talk about it. It's got 15 different adjustments for the height of these arms. And as you can see, it goes up and down, staying parallel to the ground. So 15 pounds, 15 different adjustments for this. You can really fine tune where those arms are. Say you want to get a little bit more stretch. So 15 different adjustments. I believe they're like 1.5 inches apart. Throughout the whole entire range of motion, I can feel the weight. Sometimes with lever arms, you kind of lose the weight at the top of the rep. It just doesn't feel like steady throughout the whole range of motion. This feels steady throughout the whole range of motion. It says it's like a dumbbell-like feel. So like a fluid, natural arc of a dumbbell. And I feel like I would agree with that. I think it does feel like a dumbbell. If I did have dumbbells, I might take them even closer. I like the natural arc. I like the fact that I can do, you know, one at a time if I wanted to. I feel like the range of motion, the stretch that I can get, the contraction, all the good things that you want with a solid chest press machine or pressing machine, you get with this one. No matter what angle I'm at on this seat, because it can go flat, it can go incline, and it can go shoulder press, I feel like the range of motion is there. Kind of interesting design. The engineering, I think they nailed it. I think this is better than the other 2 that I reviewed, but I don't see a better chest press machine out there. I honestly don't. This range of motion and the workouts that I've got, the pumps that I've gotten with this have been awesome. And then you have this multi-grip handle right here. It's got 3 different grips. The version 2 had a similar handle, but it had a different grip on it. This one is a little bit more high quality. Just the texture of it is nice. I wish this would go in a little bit further though. You can use this upper one to get like a little bit more upper chest, get a little bit more vertical with your lift. You can use the lower one to get a little bit more lower chest or like push it out further in front of you. Or you can use this neutral grip one. The neutral grip on the version 2, something was missing. It just didn't feel right. With this one, I mean, it feels good. And now we'll talk about this quick adjustable seat. And it's cool because this seat is linked. So as I move the seat, the backrest and the seat move in unison. I like the fact that I don't have to like micro adjust this thing and move the seat and then move the backrest. It just all moves together and each position feels good. There's 6 different positions ranging from 0 degrees up to 70 degrees, which I think is more than adequate. Each position on this, you can find a good spot, good stretch, and good range of motion with the arms because of the way they adjust. It's ideal. Say I'm doing flat bench, I gotta move my arms. Okay. The one thing about this, again, I didn't mention, but this pin, this pop pin gets stuck. So say I wanted to do flat bench, it's not even the lowest it can go. It can go right there. The one thing about this pop pin though, is if you're raising these arms up, you can pull the pin out all the way and it kind of gets stuck. I think it's by design because now I can just let my hands go and then it raises up by itself. But this pin it's like difficult to get unstuck. Sometimes if I pull it all the way out, it's like popped out right now completely. But it's like, okay, there we go. Another thing when I'm doing that, if I have weight loaded on here, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. They give you a handle back here that I can hold on to help like lift this up. But if it's loaded up with like a 45-pound plate, it's probably easier to just take the weight off to move it. But you say you have a 25-pound plate, you might be able to just easily move it up. You saw that. So that pin gets stuck. Adjusting the seat is kind of sticky and difficult. Like I greased it up and it still doesn't slide it easily. But I think that's maybe because they are linked and they move together. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to adjust. But I will take these complaints and have the functionality and the range of motion and the stretch and the tension and the contraction and all the different adjustments. It's just a little bit difficult to adjust. So I would say the con of this machine is just like the polished finish. Other than that, I can't find like a lot wrong with this. The dimensions of the seat, for example, this seat is very long. So I can rest my head if I want to when I'm doing like a heavy press. I have plenty of room to do that. I have plenty of room to slide up and down this bench so I can use all the different handle options. Higher quality than the other benches that I've used from them. It feels like it's gonna last. This is like budget materials here that we're utilizing, and I think this knocked it out of the park with the functionality, the range of motion, all the stuff that actually matters, the dimensions of this bench, the different angles that I'm able to hit when I'm using this machine, the way the arms work in this scissor-like arc to make for a great tension throughout the whole entire range of motion. So I'm super happy with this machine. I'm grateful to have it in-house. I think it's the best one from GMWD far and away that I have reviewed. A couple other cool little things that I like to do on this. One of my favorite exercises when I used to use these machines at commercial gyms was facing into the machine and doing a shoulder press that way. I don't know why, I just always liked that. And even with this machine, I get good tension throughout the range of motion. And honestly, I haven't even loaded up weight, but you can see it feels good, even with just the 15-pound arms when I'm using them. Talked about how much weight, like the weight capacity, but at the same time, you don't need as much weight. Like I can get a great workout with just a 45-pound plate on here. With other machines and lever arms, it feels like you need to really load up the weight plates just to get a good lift or to get a good workout. Some of the cons we talked about, and it's more just kind of those finer touches and being able to slide it easier, like the pop pin thing's giving me kind of some trouble. Yeah, everything works on this. Like the way the seat adjusts, the way the arms adjust. I am blown away by this. I've had the opportunity to review the V2 and the V3. This one, V7, 3-in-1 chest press machine from GMWD. I think they did a great job with this one. There's not a lot of content or reviews out there, but this is probably one of my favorite chest press machines that I've used, and the fact it's in my house is pretty cool. If you enjoyed this video and want to support the channel and see more videos just like this, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of the GMWD chest press machine version 7. Real quick, I forgot to mention, there is a discount code that you can apply at checkout for a slight discount. I think it might be 5% or something, but code MARK. Thank you again. Keep working hard, and I'll see you in the next video.